Good morning, PS287 family. This is Miss Mouchette, your school social worker, and this is your PS287 Friday morning show. On this episode of our PS287 I Strong Morning Show, we will be watching Miss Bishop share a message with us and giving us a tour of what PS287 looks like since we've reopened after the pandemic. Take a look.
All right, guys, so I know that some of the families are remote and we still have some major concerns, but I want to kind of let you know what's happening at 287 and how proud I am, okay? So the first class I want to sneak into is definitely our PreK. Now, if you have a family member, a cousin, an auntie, a niece, a nephew, and they need a PreK room, in person or remote, this is the teacher to go to. So what you guys were able to see was instructional lunch, right? So that was PreK, they're learning the basics. This, if you didn't know, 287 always had a dentistry clinic. So this was actually the dentistry clinic. So when COVID came in, we just kind of repurposed it. That's the word, repurposed. Repurposed it for our needs for COVID, and we haven't had a need for this. If a child has a fever and is extreme, we have an isolation room. Inside you'll see an air purifier, accessible windows, a cot. You know, I'm gonna stress to my PTA, we can probably upgrade it if we can. My nurse over here. There were other things that the school's health department provided, a new structure, other things. Hey, Mr. Herman. So, you know, and we also did cubbies. So we repurposed this, we put in cubbies, just in case you had to check up your child, everything is isolated. When you guys come into the office or online and you need to register your kids for kindergarten, PreK, or regular school, it goes to my office team and they are 100% ready to go. This is the office you would go into. You know, Miss Hall, Miss Evans, Miss Francois, they're here to support you guys. And so if you have, again, any family member, any person that needs to speak another language or is learning English, and you want to invite them into 287, please do so. Reach out to Miss Evans today. So in the hallway, although we are doing remote, if you look on these walls, we are supervising. So this is the poetry roll from our community. People are talking about our community uses poetry to express hope. We knew that was one thing we wanted to deal with. Social emotional learning. The I Strong leaders. This is where the class awards go, so it's being updated. Preparing for Friday. Our 287 entrepreneurship. Oh, this is my favorite wall. This is coming from our spring town halls, where we actually asked families to think about what they do really well, and they started businesses. So shout out to Kiki Foodie, shout out to Auntie Dom's crew, shout out to Marlene's Baby Cakes, and shout out to Everything with Tea Catering. So, and we have more. This is just the first 4, but I honestly could probably fill the bottom wall with some students that started their businesses too. This is my other walls, student government. They are doing amazing work. Every child, every day can come get a lunch. Let me say that. Lunch in the cafeteria is usually bagged. And if it's hot, they usually have a platter. So if you're in remote learning and you need lunch or breakfast, please come out for that. This is another favorite staple of mine. You're gonna see this twice. I don't know how to package this and keep it. But this is my We Are I Strong. And if you look closely, Miss Michelle, you'll see the images of our babies. I can't see. Aww. This is our year's goals. What I think I'm gonna do is post it and share it on our Facebook and our Instagram and Twitter accounts. And what you're gonna find are 5 key school goals that we are focusing on this year to address major absenteeism, ELA, and math. So I'm gonna take you to the kindergarten class, Ms. Ho's class. And so this class happens in person and it happens remote.
You have to say hello. Good job. So next, you have to say hello. Good. So next,
So, although it was really challenging to figure out how to educate kids and push them at the same time in 2 locations, kindergarten is a good example of how my educational assistant, Ms. Covington as well, is helping them remotely. So what's really different about 287, and I can only speak about 287, is that I have really strong educational assistants. You know, we usually call them paraprofessionals, but to be very honest, a strong para is a powerful educational assistant. They will help your child as simply as getting up, making sure that their work is done correctly, advocating for your student. I've had educational assistants that fight for every child that comes before them, whether the homework is fair, meeting with teachers just to speak to them about it. The next grade that you're going to see is my 1st and 2nd grade classrooms. And just like I was talking about strong educational assistants, Miss Marshall is one of the strongest. So she does the work in the building, and the teachers are working outside, so we're just gonna peek in. So I know by now you're like, what in the world, they're jumping up and down? Yes. What we found based on research is that if you just say kids stay on the screen all day, and they don't get a chance to jump up around, they will make it happen. So even when they're in the person and they're learning, we have to make breaks. And I forget about you and your book and your posters. I didn't forget. He's teaching me Arabic. Okay. So we found based on research that if you give kids opportunities to exercise, to have a break, to breathe in, it's called mindfulness and wellness. And so we want to give kids those opportunities in class. So I'm being paused right here. So every week when we're on town hall, you hear about the class awards. So every class award that goes downstairs, we take them back and we put them upstairs. So there's a hallway with the classes that won. So you'll see 4th grade blended cohort, the dates, and for each one, so member mentality, transition, best attendance. So you'll see that. And then when you look on the other side of this hallway, you're also going to find our Star Student of the Week. So if you've been honored as a Star Student, guess what? You're on the wall. Your name is there, let's look aside. So even if you've been working remotely, as long as your teacher selected you, you're on that wall. This is Miss Mouchette's woosah moment, okay? So this is welcome to the cone room. And Google Store, I can't wait. So we're getting the pieces, the things that need to be ordered for the Google Store that's coming. Therapy happens here. You know, and also the SEL checklist. Those of you remember this in town hall? I was under so much pressure. Miss Michelle would ask those questions. I had to restate the question, answer the question, add 2 details. But this checklist is throughout the building. You'll see it downstairs. You'll see it here. When we open up fully and we get to have the cafeteria, you'll see it in the cafeteria, in the library. So you'll see evidence of this SEL checklist every year. And it's just a reminder to us that we should check in with each other. And I think the word is empathy. Mm-hmm. Okay, good job, I'm paying attention. We're gonna sneak into Miss King's 3rd grade. It's Miss King and Miss Pinkston.
7. Yeah, go to 7 groups of 2. If they're going, I want you to think when they share that. Okay? 7 different groups of 2. When you're done, hold it up so they can talk about the work.
So as you can see, this concept of first off, let me just give a shout out to my classrooms, because this concept of teaching remote and hybrid, so you saw her on the computer and you saw the kids being able to be seen on smart boards, that goes back to keep your cameras on. We want to make sure that people feel connected, and that's the biggest thing. We're going to go into 4th grade and still on Miss Cassad's class. So I'm just gonna pick, I can't really record this part, but Ms. Brown definitely still does related services, so reach out to related services. You can schedule in person, out person, so I don't think no one is in, but we'll just come with though. She's removed. Got it. So I guess what I want to leave with you on this tour, because I'm going to 5th grade, I graduated class. What I want to leave with you is that learning is happening in 287. We definitely need the support, the encouragement, and even the frustration of our families. Yes, I said the F word, frustrations. I want you to share your frustrations with technology, with attendance calls, with books, access. And why do I want you to share them? I don't want you to be quiet and upset. I want you to be passionate and very direct about what you need, because we're in this together. When you see together, we are strong, that's what it means. It's together. The dedication that these teachers put into coming to work every Monday through Thursday in the building. Some teachers travel buses, trains, one bus and a train to come here. Some people have to leave their families on remote. And I know that you guys know it, but I want to put it inside of you so you understand that your frustrations are our frustrations, and we want to work together to ease them. There was Mr. G outside, and he's been doing e-STEAM classes. We were teaching kids technology, how to type. So you'll see that in the Google Classrooms. Hi, Mamoon. I'm learning Arabic any day. And I know you guys are like, she's excited about Arabic. Here's why. Every child, whether they can speak, whether they can write, has something they're an expert in. And as the adults in the building, it's important to me that we celebrate that. What are you an expert in? And how can I challenge you? This is the 5th grade wing. This is Miss K in Miss Yale's room.
Yes, and there's something. They leave.
So I'm going to get ready to end this tour because I'm tired. That's number one. Each class on each grade, I'll just pause here so you can hear. Each class in this building has 2 classrooms. So I'm sneaking into the 5th grade class. So we're equipped to split classes. The piece where you saw the baskets, if you looked closely, you saw Ziploc baggies. Everything is done in the thinking and the thought of. We have to ensure that there's no cross-contamination. And my staff did an amazing job with that work. So I just want to share with you, because you never get a chance to see, take a few minutes to kind of walk through and show you what's happening in the building. I am so excited to be able to lead this community, because you guys are actually leading the work. So again, families, as you're watching, share your frustrations. Don't be angry alone. Get us in on it so we can support you. And remember, all cameras on. We want this screen to disappear and stay connected. Take care, everybody.